All right, y'all. Are you ready for your next comedian? We are beyond excited to have her. So she is fucking hilarious, super hot, and shows up with the theme, okay? And if you like what you see, she's going to be at Underbar August, is it 17th?
I would have to look at
Yeah. Yes.
around August that time.
Yes, August 17th at Underbar. So if you like what you see, you should go check it out, and you're going to like what you see. Give it up for Rosalyn!
And this always happens. Panic attacks in paradise. Pina coladas, I'm terrified. I swear I'm not crying.
I love this song. It's pretty good. I was going to let it go a little longer. I was like, yes, I did pick this. Life. Hello, my name is Rosalyn Damlo. I was unaware there was an animal theme today. So I'm like, I just came as me. But happened to work out for everybody. So I've been thinking a lot lately about the word dude and how I feel about being referred to as dude. Not for me. Don't like it. Fucking hate it. And like, it's okay because like people will just say dude casually. And I know people from California are like, but like dude is gender neutral. And like, I call my mom dude, like my dumbass husband tells me when he calls me dude all of the fucking time. But I can't help but feel just like a little bit skeezed out when someone's like dude. And like when they say it's gender neutral, it is fucking not, and I'm gonna prove it to you right goddamn now.
Ooh, yes.
I want all of you, after this show, as you leave, find the first straight dude you can see outside and go, hey, would you fuck a dude? And I guarantee, with 99% accuracy, they would not fuck a dude. Are there any straight dudes in the house tonight? It is Portland, so it's kind of rare. It's like a token thing at this point. And like, okay, I get it. I'm a little bit guilty of dropping the hard D on dudes sometimes, but like I'm working on it. I'm in therapy. So here we are. Do we have any, we've established we've got some pet owners in the house. Is anybody married, living with a spouse? Yay, okay, cool. And then, boo, divorced, you don't count for this joke. Does anybody happen to also have pets while they are married and living with a spouse of some kind? Yeah, okay. So my dog is the biggest fucking cockblock I have ever met in my entire life. He is an intimacy absolute destroyer. And maybe it's my fault, maybe I spoiled him, but he insists on sleeping in between my husband and I every single night. And it's like one of those things like, if there's not room for Jesus, like, what are you going to do about it? And if you've ever tried to, like, get a little busy with a dog in between you, no, you're not. It's not going to fucking happen. And, like, the worst part about that is we have a Chihuahua, too, that if I get anywhere near my husband when he's in bed, not only does he growl and bark at me a whole fuckload, he also starts to, like, give me all sorts of affection. And I'm like, bro, mixed signals. Like, what the fuck is happening? We also had a dog who knew how to open doors like a fucking velociraptor on Jurassic Park. Clever girl. And so, like, we just accepted the fact that she was going to be there whether we were fucking or not. Whoever was at balls deep in who, she was going to be right there. Whether I was in a threesome and my girlfriend's taint gets licked, she was going to be right fucking there, watching with those soulful eyes, judging every single thing that you do. Like, that was the move you chose? You chose poorly. Cool. Thanks. That dog's name was Ladybird. She's an absolute angel. She has helped me to discover some things about myself. It's not going the way you think it is. I fucking saw the way you all looked at me. She kind of helped me realize some like neurodivergent ingredients in this little cake I'm baking up in the oven. And so kind of as I stated before, she does like to sleep directly in the middle. And one night my husband had the fucking audacity to ask me, well, maybe Ladybird sleeps not in the bed sometimes. And I look him dead in the eye and I'm like, I don't understand the question. What do you mean by that? And so he's like, well, you know, sometimes it gets hot, sometimes there's not a lot of room. And I'm like, okay, right, that's fair, but there's rules. And he was like, what do you mean there's rules? I was like, look, Bird sleeps here, you sleep here, and I sleep there. And I can see the confusion on his brain as I say this. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Bird sleeps here, you sleep here, and I sleep here. And he starts losing his shit at this time. And I just keep repeating that over and over. I'm like, you don't understand. There are rules. If the order isn't followed, there's chaos. We all die and the world fucking ends. And he's like, babe, maybe you talk to your therapist about that one. Maybe you mention the word OCD to her, which did get added to my cake that I'm baking in my little brain oven up here. I recently discovered that I like the idea of monster fucking. And for me, monster fucking includes several different categories, subcategories, because you got like your traditional monsters, you got your cryptids, aliens, sci-fi creatures, fantasy creatures, superheroes, and cereal mascots. And so you all were like, okay, I'm here, Tony the Tiger, it's great. And so I discovered this while I was watching the Spider-Man from the 90s cartoon. And Venom comes out, this hulking mass with this tongue. And I look at the tongue and I'm like, but what that tongue do though? As I'm like imagining but which orifices and how deep could that tongue slither into my body? And I also blame the show Street Sharks, which is basically about anthropomorphic chud sharks in kind of a furry way. And there was this character who I had a toy of whose name was Moby Lick. Right, holy Christ. And this toy had a little crank on the back and his tongue would uncomfortably undulate and wiggle. And I was like, this is going to be something we think about when we're 25, not when we're 10 years old. And so then I get in this whirlpool and this spiral into okay, monster fucking where we are. And I'm like, okay, but centaurs. You got the people part up here. You got the horse part back there. Where is the dick? Is it in front? Is it in back? Are there two dicks? Is the dick up here and the balls slapping in the back? I'm not 100% on that one. Then I'm like, okay, but what about the mermussy? What does the mermussy actually do? Do they just spawn and jizz all over the eggs like fish? Is it some Shape of Water cloaca shit where the dick just kind of flops out? I don't know. I'm researching it currently. And then it's okay, but chubracussy. What? You heard me. Chubracussy for those in the back. What is the deal with that? Because I know that they suck on goats, but do they suck cock? Because that's a really important question for science that I need to know about. And then you got Ursula from The Little Mermaid with those little tentacles coming on in for you. And it's okay. And then we get to cereal mascots. And I discovered something called Rule 34. And Rule 34 means if it exists, there is indeed pornography of it. And so I decided to Google Rule 34 cornflakes mascot. And that's just a big green happy rooster. And the first image I see is this very buxom, beautiful, trans-adjacent, rockadoodle rooster. And I'm like, okay, Rule 34 working out for us so far. And then I see the next image. And he's just kind of there. And he's leaned up over a table. And he's got a real happy look on his face. And he's it's almost like he's just glowing with post-coital bliss. And what he is drenched in, no, oozing in, no, caked in, is only what I could describe as probably milk. A bukkake layer of milk, in fact. And I'm like, that's fucked up for a couple reasons. Number one, cornflakes were invented to help you stop masturbating. And not for you people to look up Rule 34 cornflakes mascot and beat it to a fucking giant green cock. Not what you were supposed to do. A fun game to do, if you've never done it before, is you take your first name and you Google the hedgehog afterwards. Matt gets it. We did this with Matt last night. So what that's in reference to is the game Sonic the Hedgehog. And the Sonic the Hedgehog community is notorious for being just populated with furries. And I think that's pretty neat. But if you Google your name in the hedgehog, which every single one of you should do tonight, because the results range from wholesome to horny to horrifying. And yeah, you get it. And I'm not going to shit on furries too much anymore, because like furries, they show up for you. Like if you have a friend, they do, as you can see. If you have a friend who is a furry and you've got, say, like a problem with somebody or somebody's a dick to somebody, they will bring their entire clutch, their pod, their herd, their pride, anything, and they will run a fucking stampede on that person like Mufasa from the goddamn Lion King. Hello, my name is Rosalyn. Thank you so much.